Hey y'all, Jamie here. Proud 55-year-old trans woman from New Orleans. So, where last I left off? Well, I went over my feelings yesterday towards my father currently, and I was letting all of you know that, I was going to talk about when my mother sent me to live with my dad and my stepmother. I was in the 7th grade, and I had not been going to school. I had been doing whatever the hell I wanted. And my mother's boyfriend had had my head shaved, and so I was like, rebelling and not listening, just wasn't doing anything, refusing to go to school, refusing to do anything. And so, there was the big brouhaha with my mother. She knocked me out cold with a broomstick in the middle of the kitchen floor and told me she was going to send me to live with my father. The thing was, she said, go there, have Christmas vacation, like stay for Christmas and New Year, spend it with him and her family and my family, his family, all of that, and wait until it was time for me to go back to Dallas to spring it on them that I did not have a home to go back to. So, listen, I was kind of, I had a good vacation. I'll say that. It was a nice vacation. Gail knew how to put on appearances when she needed to, when she wants to. When she wants to, she can act like a decent human being. She just doesn't often want to. But when she wants to, she knows how to act right. And so, yeah, I went to see her family and I went to see my dad's family, and I got Christmas presents from all of them. And, part of my whole new thing was I needed new clothes desperately. And listen, my dad used to give me a budget. Like he would take me to the store and he would be like, this is how much you have to spend. Go pick what you want. And, that's what you got to work with. And so that's how I used to buy my clothes. And I picked out all parachute, all kamikaze, like all kinds of like Chess King and merry-go-round and like anybody that knows those old stores from back in those days, it was very new wave, very culture club, very dead or alive, very 99 red balloons, all of that good shit. Like it was very that. And I loved it. Listen, I loved the clothes. Like I loved the clothes. They were a way for me to express myself. Are you kidding me? Other than jeans and t-shirts. So, at the end of that holiday, my dad and my stepmother had bought a house. Like they were literally moving into the house at the end of the holiday. And yeah, so I was actually there for the movers to come take them from their apartment and to move them into their new house in the new country club neighborhood that they were moving into, right? Big old 3,000 square foot home in a golf course neighborhood with a country club. Lovely, lovely. Taking nothing away from it. Ormond is lovely. It's in Destrehan in Louisiana, and it's a neighborhood called Ormond. And yeah, so they moved in there. And I was there for the move in. They were still thinking I'm leaving, though. You know, they still didn't know. And then come for the day for me to leave, or the day before for me to leave, and I told them, I was like, listen, I don't have a place to go back to. Gail fucking lost it. I mean, she lost it. She went ballistic. She had my father on that phone with my mother so fast. I mean, your head would spin. And she was like, you better tell that bitch this is not going to fly. I mean, just, she was livid, livid. I mean, listen, playing devil's advocate for a moment, the girl was 24 years old, newlywed, buying her first home. And here I come with all of my drama and issues. I can understand she wasn't really overly thrilled, but they were stuck with me. And Then the next thing comes when they find out that I have not been in school for like a really long time and I barely attended school at all that year. And there's like a big kerfuffle with this new school in Destrehan. And, I was supposed to go to Destrehan Junior High, right? And so there was this whole thing where they had to, like, they gave a stack of workbooks because I had missed so much school that they gave a stack of workbooks, and Gail was supposed to help me, pass these workbooks, complete them in order for me to go to the eighth grade the following year, right? So I did that, I did that. And, I, you know, there were good and bad times. Listen, she thought she had her real little workhorse under her. She loved to leave little post-it notes, like lists and lists of post-it notes with lists and lists of things to do. And, frankly, some of it was shit that was a little much, like having me hand wash a 3,000 square foot home instead of pressure washing it, getting out there with a fucking sponge like it was a Chevy Nova and hand washing the whole house. Shit like that. But I'll get to the really juicy stuff tomorrow. If y'all want to know what happens now that I'm living there with them, y'all know the routine. Be here tomorrow and I will too. I love you all. I love you all for watching, and I love you for the comments. I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.